folks. It is time for another early career designer portfolio review. And today I have Marnie Voss. And I am what? I'm excited, of course. So today I am going to go through Marnie's portfolio. And it was really interesting to get Marnie signed up for these portfolio reviews because Marnie's in New Zealand and I don't have any boot camps that I know of down there. So this is also going to be really interesting. Marnie went to Mission Ready, which is a workforce accelerator, and it basically helps people transition into tech careers. Now, I went to the website, I looked at it a little bit, but I don't actually, I didn't go terribly deep. I just kind of got a sense for okay, what is this? So this is going to be very fresh eyes. I have not seen Marnie's work before, and I'm excited because this is going to be different projects than I think I would find on a boot camp website or a boot camp graduate students website. All right, look, this is too much thinking going on. All right, let's get into it. So hi, I'm Marnie, a UX designer. Maybe we could add a little bit of punctuation beside comma Marnie, or just leave Marnie on its own line and then a UX designer based in Berlin, Melbourne, Banff, Auckland. Maybe put all that on a second line, and that way, hi, I'm Marnie is the most important. I love your little icon here, and I love your animated GIF of a person on a computer. I really love these line drawings. They're fascinating, very Picasso-esque. Okay, so when Marnie filled out the form, they said that they preferred their own second project over their first project. And my first question is, Marnie, if that's the case, why would you not put that at the top? So if you're proudest of a particular I want to say website evaluation. Oh man, you know where my brain is. Okay. If you're proudest of a particular project, why are you not leveraging that primacy bias, which says that's likely the thing that people are going to click on first? So this is a marketplace LXP. I'm curious what that means because that does not necessarily trend with marketplace. So if we're going to add acronyms, we should always explain them the first time anyone sees them. That is a plain language principle, and it's also accessibility. So with a focus on personalized recommendations, marketplace for online courses, I want to say a learning exchange platform, something like that. But again, you're making me do the cognitive work as the viewer and not someone who goes, oh, I understand what this means. So giving a few more details and letting folks know what they're about to jump into. Is this your UX work? Is this UI work? Is this research? Is this prototyping? Give me some kind of indication so I know what's going to be exciting. Remember, as a hiring manager, I would only have a couple of minutes to dedicate to looking at your portfolio. So make it as easy as possible for me to find the information that makes me go, let me give Marnie a call, okay? We've also got Hacking for Humanity. Oh, that's an aggressive animation that zooms in really, really far. I don't personally love that, but this is probably just a framer template, so I'm not terribly worried about it. It just feels excessive. Hacking for Humanity, a digital solution to increase transparency of donations received and communicating their needs. Now, I personally love that because I believe that people who contribute to nonprofits want to know the impact of their money. And I think it actually psychologically triggers them to contribute more money if they kind of know where that money is going. So I kind of want to click on that. And then we've got a redesign to enable customers to find rentals that suit the tenant's needs. This is exciting. These all look like good projects. When Marnie filled out the form, they said that they only had 2 and 3 were coming. Obviously, I'm working through this form pretty slowly. I honestly expected it to go much faster. I thought I would have more time every day to dedicate to a portfolio review, and that has not been the case. So I'm going to jump into Hacking for Humanity. It's a digital solution to increase transparency of donations received. I'm really curious what I'm going to see here because you say you're a UX designer, but other than that, I don't know what your specialty is. Proud to call Auckland my home for over 5 years. Okay, this looks like this image is probably really, really big, and that took a while to, so our intrinsic size is 2,731 pixels wide. I would optimize your images to load quickly, because my first thing I was going to say was how weird it is to have such a big empty space at the top of your about page. So consider optimizing those images. Don't just take my word for it. I like that you've got some testimonials, although I would make those a little bit bigger, make those a little more exciting. Let's see, education and experience, UX designer, 2023, scientific research advocate. Okay. Well, this is really interesting. Let's find out. Oh, hey, there's the LinkedIn. Let me go connect with you. Hello. Oh, I already did try to connect with you, and you don't check LinkedIn very often. That is okay. All right, let's go to the work. Let's check out Hacking for Humanity. Fashion clothing donation form. All right, so the client project, good to know, is Thread Together, a digital solution to increase transparency of donations received and communicating their needs. Your role is in UX, UI design, and prototyping. There's a whole bunch of folks on here, and you put yourself at the bottom. There's a psychological part to that. I wouldn't do that. I would put myself at the top. 48 hours in October 2023. All right, that's an interesting hackathon. Let me look at some of these other ones because I want to see if you've got any solo projects. Team project lead, UX, UI designers, 3 months. And then match with the perfect rental. Ooh, okay, so that picture's super big and it probably took a second to load. So again, you're here at the bottom, full stack developer, UX, UI, and this is a conceptual case study, all right? So Marnie, what I would honestly love to see is something that is just really specifically something that you worked on. So I know on a lot of these projects, especially bootcamp projects, you don't have the opportunity to work by yourself. And frankly, I don't really think it's super effective if you do work by yourself, but it is really important to hiring managers to see what you yourself are capable of. So something up here, I would suggest having like, what did I contribute to this project? And that needs to be a big call out on here so that they understand, like, what am I looking for in all of this information on the page? They want to know about you, Marnie. They don't want to know about your team and everything else. They want to know what you are capable of so that they understand that they could hire you and you would bring value to their team pretty quickly. So that is something I would like to see. I also feel like maybe we're using Framer and this is just entirely too big of a space. It feels like maybe you've got a really large screen that you're working with, or conversely, a really small screen, because we are really wide here when we're looking at all of this context. And frankly, it makes the visual design feel a little disorganized. So if you're going to establish these margins at the start, I would maintain these margins throughout, and it looks like we are actually at a much wider content area, and it makes it really hard to follow. The distance between user pain points and the information over here is just really hard to process. So it's making me question, what do you understand about layout and making the user experience as effective as possible? So consider that when you're building your case studies. How can you help a hiring manager get to the important details as quickly as possible? And right now, I'm not seeing a lot of understanding of layout, and that's really basic, even if we're not UI designers, even if we're just UX designers, not just, but there's stuff that we do need to know to lean into. Platform for companies to create and provide courses to their employees, covering everything from onboarding to upskilling. We're flipping the script. We're opening up our brand new marketplace to everyone, bringing accessible online courses to the masses. What does accessible mean? That is a keyword that says accessibility, as in these courses are accessible. Wondering if maybe we just chose the word and stuck it in there inappropriately. So opening up also it looks like we've misspelled brand. So these things with attention to detail are pretty important for an early career designer. Bringing accessible online courses. Maybe you're just saying that we're making online courses more accessible to the masses. I would reword that probably. Following expectations, gain insights to best methods, jump to final design. That is helpful and interesting. Oh, goodness. Wait. Wait, how did we get to, okay. So jump to final design took me to another project. In fact, that took me down to Metro as opposed to the marketplace for online courses. So double check your links inside your portfolio. That is also an attention to detail critical to have. So I definitely think that bringing accessible online courses to the masses is not something that you're specific about, because it looks like this what am I thinking of? Oh my gosh, the word's failing me right now, but you're looking at the other competitor analysis on the market, and it doesn't look like you're looking for accessibility. So as in like learning that is accessible and focused on accessibility. So I think that is not true. So I definitely would reword that. Otherwise, you might be giving the wrong impression to the hiring manager. And since I can't jump to the final design because that links to a different project, please double check that. I'm not loving how small, this is an image and this is an image, but notice how small they are. And even when I click on it, this is as big as it gets, and that is still unreadable. So Marnie, you've got some work to do updating your images. Also, I would probably not include an image of stuff like this. First of all, the centering of the images underneath these extremely spread out headlines and content is making it really difficult to process this information. And then the details are just too small to make this interesting. How might we enable users to find their perfect course match quickly and easily? User group A, I know my goal and I need training to get there. User group B, I'm lost and unsure what career path I want to take. Let me guess, if I click on this, it's not going to be, it's literally that small. For how big some of your images are in your header, this is a really tiny, wait, the intrinsic size is 2048. Open in a new tab. Either my screen is frickin' enormous, or it says scale down to 1024. Don't scale. There we go. Okay, so for some reason that link in Framer user content also suppresses the size. But Marnie, this is not helpful. This is a screenshot of your output, the things that you did, but this does not tell me that you were able to make a decision from it. And frankly, because this is impossible to read, it's not interesting for a hiring manager. You did a lightning decision jam workshop. I've never heard of that. I feel like I can understand quickly what it is. You used an impact effort matrix. We were able to quickly identify the ideas with the lowest input but highest outcome. Following usability tests and user interviews, we recognized the need to redesign our quiz, particularly the drag and drop matrix, as users encountered difficulties in rating themselves. That is fair. Okay. Hero section for career inspiration. Our hero section guides the user into a quiz, which is individually customized to our 2 user groups. It helps them identify the perfect course. This slideshow below demonstrates the journey of a user that's unsure about their career path. Oh, we're using a very fancy widget on our portfolio, but I wouldn't say that this adds anything to the experience. It just makes it seem really fancy. Yeah, the matrix part. That is so interesting. I found that students in my bootcamp were also struggling with just like the concept of a matrix. I think we need to introduce it better. And then homepage and course page without any annotations. This is not terribly helpful. Remember, these are small images. I can't read anything. This is just getting a visual impression of what the whole page looks like. It looks fine. Looks good. Did you solve a user need? Because I'm not entirely certain like what exactly I'm looking at. So this is just screenshots without context, and context matters. So rigorous user research and usability testing, we achieved the following results. Enabled the user to effortlessly find the ideal course and gain career inspiration through a personalized experience. Successfully established a marketplace product from scratch. Okay. Identified all necessary product elements needed through intensive research, and then implemented a fresh UI design while leveraging the existing Decreed brand. Again, all of this information is just really difficult to read because it's really wide. I think you might want to look at some of the accessibility constraints for how to make it easy for a person to process information, because having these side by side is just, it's too much information. I'm in fact kind of curious. I bet this looks better on a mobile device. Let's take it away. Let's check it out here. Desired income, jump to the thing. Oh, wait. Nope. I would not say this is great on mobile because the images are still really small. It looks like this one is actually dropping off that third option over here. That would be edX. Who are we designing for? User pain points. Yeah, it feels like we leaned into oh, that's a hard no from me. Don't put the screenshots side by side. Do you know how small that would be on the phone? So double check what this looks like on your phone, because this is a tough experience. This is much easier to read by listing them in like a visual approximation of where you expect the information to flow on the screen. Proof of concept for personalization feature, gained market and user insights. Is that a label or is that a page break? I can't tell. This is so much easier to process. Wait, is that final thoughts and takeaways? Oh, these were even separate sections and I could not process them on that super wide screen. So let's get rid of that and see this. Oh, okay. So final thoughts and takeaways. I kind of thought all of these were all four because they're the way they're grouped. Marnie, I would focus on layout design for your website. And I would also consider a little bit of refinement. Here's the problem is when we're creating our portfolio from scratch as UX and UI designers, we're held to similar standards for like perfection on our website as developers, but that's not our role. So something I would do is I would lay out your case study in a way that tells a story. And I think you mentioned that on your form intake that you tried to lay it out in storytelling. But I think what you need to look into is UX storytelling. Jeff White is a really, really good teacher of the UX storytelling guide. He, in fact, has like a free storytelling guide. I would get that. Storytelling is take me along with you on the experience, preferably from the perspective of a user. So I saw very little of the user information on that case study and a lot about process. So a lot of hiring managers are going to ask you what's your process. And frankly, like the right answer is it depends on the project, but that's another story. I didn't get a sense that you were able to take me as a user from start to finish and help me understand why this is a meaningful product that you created. What did you do to support the users? How does a student, God, I cannot scroll over that anymore. How do I, as a student, find the information that I need? And I'm not expecting you to create user personas, but kind of take me through what that would be like and what does success feel like for them. So this case study was very traditional in the sense of like boot camp student case studies, but there are some examples out there and I'll see if I can link some as part of the description in this YouTube video for how you could probably improve that and bring some additional stories along with you, like the hackathon. Okay, so we're still in the final design. We're still in this massively wide layout, and I would decrease this. Like honestly, let me inspect this once again. Not view page source. Don't do that. This is cute, but again, look, I can't read these annotations. This is ideal for me to understand how you think about the design. So this should actually be bigger and more important. Let me inspect this and like, let's bring it into like, okay, 1896, what is it? Like 1400 or something is the typical, I don't remember anymore. Fine, 1600. So if we bring this together, now this might be how you anticipate it being seen. What is it? 1440 actually, hold on. 1440 is the width. Hopefully y'all can see that little image up here as I scroll it and bring it together. And this might be as you intended it. And maybe you built this on a laptop screen. This feels more cohesive. Maybe that's what you anticipated was that everything was actually going to come closer together. But on these very large screens, you might want to set a content width maximum to probably something like 1100 or 1200 pixels, so that no matter what size screen a hiring manager is looking at it on, they can get a real sense for what's going on here. This is actually much easier to read, much more effective. Although, again, I really want to see your notes. Your notes that show your thinking are the meaningful part. This is super cute. Knew what's needed, opportunity to communicate current needs from fashion brands, CTA to give clothing. Like this is helpful. This is already a better case study because I can read it better. All right, Marnie, thanks so much for making your website available and allowing me to your portfolio available and allowing me to review it. I hope this feedback is helpful, and I hope you let me know if you make any changes. All right, everybody have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next early career portfolio website review, early career designer portfolio review. I really got to dial in this wordiness. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye.